You don't feel like you're prepared enough, you don't feel like you're ready, you don't feel like you have the experience or the knowledge or the right words, it's not perfect yet because you're still trying to figure out how to do it. And your job was never to figure out how. Your job was just to be you. Find the spark. If you haven't watched the movie Soul, you should watch that one because that's a really great example of how now, brown cow? It is not your job to make everything make sense. You are not God. Thank heavens, right? Because I don't want that job. I don't want to try and figure out absolutely everything. My wife and I watched all of the Hunger Games this week, and I recognized that there is so much responsibility for the ones who are called to lead, to be an example, because we don't get spared from pain. We don't get spared from the fight, but we've always been prepared for it just by being who exactly we are. It requires a level of authenticity, of showing up, of acceptance, but you already have everything you need. So what is your biggest issue with where you are? And it's because you're trying to figure out how. You don't know. But what you do know is how to operate who you are, finding your spark, finding your joy. Because abundance is a choice to stay in. And if you can perspectively zoom out and recognize how far you've already come, then the month that you have left is not going to be near as long as you actually think it is right now. Because the only reason you have a disconnect is because you're not actually where your feet are. You're in the future, which causes this disharmony because your idea is that you have to keep moving. You have to keep putting this effort in. But effort by Oxford definition means a vigorous and determined attempt to exert force in a progress. That's not flow. That's not natural. That's not nature. Nature uses the path of least resistance, which ultimately means that there is no way that effort is rewarded with anything except more effort. Effort is swimming upstream and expecting to get somewhere when ultimately you're just getting more of what you're getting. Let spirit be the one in charge of that job. All you're supposed to do is be you. The math of the universe is exponential, and when you find your flow, you will see it show up. The closer that you are to the end of something, the harder it is, but don't let that negative energy force wear you out and ultimately make you destroy yourself, because you could. You have the power, but maybe you should use it for the thing that you're actually called for.